G'day, how you going? So this is the Olympus E500, or as they commonly say in America, the EVOLT 500. I think every country has its own name. I've done a few other videos mainly about the CCD sensor, but today I went for a photo walk with Jerry around Parramatta, street photography for black and white. So I changed a few settings in here. Now, all the Olympus cameras have the exact same settings when you want to shoot with black and white, or monochrome, as it's called, or monotone. Monochrome. I don't know, black and white. I'm not a linguist. So it's on the back of it. You can change the contrast and the filters, the color filters. So that's what I was mucking around with. Modern camera, old camera, I can't see the difference. Now this costs like $150 with the lenses, and every other modern camera is really expensive. So really with the CCD sensor, the black and white, tweaking the contrast, adding colored filters, you got a really good camera, really good experience. And seriously, I mean, the best thing about it is this. That when you're out in the street and you've got that, it's just that sound, just I love it. So this, I mean, it is a clunker, but but the quality that comes out of it is on par with any of the new cameras. I mean, I would even put it up there with the Leica monochrome. I mean, probably not, but image quality is image quality. I think with the newer cameras, the $50,000 Leica, whatever the hell it costs, you're just getting all the bells and whistles that go with it, and obviously, it's faster and whatever that goes with it. But image quality wise, I can't tell the difference. It's up to the photographer, really. It's like anything. It's not the camera, it's the photographer. It's just a fun factor. It's fun that you can get a camera from 2005 that has practically the same image quality and just have that experience. I mean, I must admit though, I hadn't picked up the camera for like 20 years, and the first camera I picked up after that was the mirrorless, the EM10 Mark II. So I completely forgot all about DSLR, the mirror, the flip, SLR. You kind of get spoilt with mirrorless, I think. And with going back to this, it's like you really got to try this time. You can't cheat. You can't just go, yeah, whatever, point and shoot. You really got to check the settings and shutter shock and everything. Now with the CCD sensor, people are saying, oh yeah, nostalgic, whatever. It's got a distinct look. I don't know. I really can't tell the difference between the CMOS and CCD. I know in color, probably, yeah, you can tell the little bit of difference. I mean, I don't know if that's psychological or anyway, it doesn't really matter as long as you're having fun and out there taking shots. And the black and white's pretty good. Now this is the 17.5 to 45, so that's 35 to 90. This one's better, the old 40 to 150. It's funny, it's like all the entry-level 40 to 150s, even the newer ones on micro four thirds, like that budget $100 one, they all seem to be the best lenses for the prices. and even for the 4/3 version, try and say that 1,000 times. It's super sharp. I really like this one, even though it's massive. Yeah, the 40 to 150 4/3, not micro 4/3. Yeah, I have a speech impediment. 4/3, and it's a beauty too. I took this one out on the streets of Parramatta with Jerry. I didn't film it. I just didn't feel like it. I just felt like me and Jerry on our own. This was our time. So, and it was fun without filming. You concentrate more. You know what I mean? This whole YouTube thing. I need to start going out more and stop worrying about the filming side of it and just enjoy the photography for myself, me and Jerry, to enjoy it, the whole walk. So, I mean, not that the photos were any better, The contrast, I chucked it up 1 or 2, +1, +2. I was mucking around with the contrast. That really helped a lot, actually, more than the bloody filters, I reckon. But the filters had an effect on it. Now, when I'm talking about filters, I'm not talking about the film filters, you know, that we used to use. Not the film camera, you know, the yellow one. These were for film. If you chuck them on the front of a digital camera, it does nothing. I mean, it does, but it's pointless because the sensors have their own like filters, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, that's what I read anyway. Don't bother using the filters on the front of the lens. Use the filters that are inside the software, inside the super control panel. That's what I'm talking about anyway. So I made a few notes. In simplest terms, color filters will pass its own color and block its complementary color. So if you know the color wheel, if you've got a yellow filter on, it'll pass the yellow color and it'll block the blue color, because yellow and blue are opposite and green and red are opposite. So that's the, what do you call it, the color, I don't know, the color wheel. So for example, if you use a red filter on a red rose with green leaves, the rose will let the light pass through and show as a lighter gray. It'll be lighter, and then the green leaves will be blocked and appear darker. And the same again, if you use a green filter, then the red rose will be like super dark and the green leaves will be lighter. Alright, so red is good for landscapes, architectural, to get dramatic separation. Orange is more sensitive to the popular for landscapes, less dramatic. And then yellow is kind of like everyday. And then green, I read, is like for like portraits, you know, because of skin color, but it can show your freckles a bit or my pimples, but you know what I mean. So it starts at red and goes all the way to green, you know, the spectrum, and it's just graduating as it goes. So I think like yellow is probably I think orange would be the better one. I think it's more about if you just experiment, really. Yeah. Gary, what am I talking about? Anyway. Yeah, we ready? Buffer. Jerry, the buffer. You ready? That's it. Buffer. Jerry, you're in the buffer.